So today we have with us Mr. Shailesh Joshi, CEO Amrut Pharmaceuticals, Belgavi. And I welcome Mr. Shailesh to KLS IMER on behalf of KLS IMER. Today he is going to enlighten us on Ayurvedic industry, and he is also going to take us through how different is this market, Ayurvedic product market, compared to the other line of medicines. And I also welcome all the faculty members to this session and the students.
Mr. Shailesh Joshi. He has done his schooling from St. Mary's High School and B Pharma from KLS College of Pharmacy. Presently, he is the chairman of Amrut Social Foundation, Amrut Pharmaceuticals, Amrut Advertising, Joshi Company and Progen Research Lab. Apart from his successful business career, he is a social worker, youth leader and Vice President BJP Belgaum North.
See, Ayurveda, we will have to understand what it is. When we write it in English, we pronounce it as Ayurveda, but it is not Ayurveda, it is Ayurveda. Just like how you have the Ved, Rig Ved, Sam Ved. So since we write it VEDA, we are used to pronounce it, as Ayurveda, but it is Ayurveda. So we will have to understand what it is all about, because we have a tremendous historical significance of this particular, we can say, life science. We will not call it as a medical. Let us get into that later on. It is basically life science. That is what Ayur and Ved mean in Sanskrit. So it is a science of life. Now what it says is, Ayurveda talks about how we have harmony, mind, body and soul. It talks about holistic approach. It talks about well-being. Ayurveda is not a system of medicine wherein we only treat illness. We talk about the basic symptom and the need of having a harmonious body, mind and soul. So this is what Ayurveda talks about. If you look at the companies in India, if you look at all the major Ayurvedic companies, all of them are more than 75 years old. Why is that so? All of them, yeah. You name any Ayurvedic company, any leading Ayurvedic company in India, any big company, market leaders, you will find they are more than 75 years old, 80 years old, 100 years old. Why is that so? Because their company was started by their forefathers, previous generations, and subsequently today they have reached a place wherein they can boast of a turnover of 1,000 crores and 500 crores. But it was started 100 years ago. The people who started Ayurveda industry were simple practitioners. They were researchers. I will talk about my grandfather started our company. My grandmother was a registered medical practitioner pre-independence India. My grandfather was not a qualified doctor. My grandmother was a qualified doctor. She had her own clinic. I am talking about 1937. How did they start? My grandfather later on acquired the title of being a Vaidyaraj. My grandmother was, of course, a qualified doctor. They started in a very small scale. We have a place, we have our shop in Maruti Galli. It is since 1937. They started on a very household, 2 people are doing some tablets, some powder, some churna, and this is how they started. So if you see all the big companies in Ayurvedic industry in India today, they have been started in a similar fashion, on a very, very small scale. And subsequently the further development took place, and the growth and all these things took place later on. But the start, similarly, Dabur is a very big company. So Dabur is what? It is it is not Dabur, actually it is Dr. Burman who started it. So Dr. D.R. and Burman B.U.R. So it, subsequently they came up with that name Dabur. Baidyanath is Dr. Sharma, who started it more than, I believe, more than 90, 100 years old company. So if you see in the Ayurvedic industry, why I am saying this is because if I start a company today and it is still there in the market for 100 years, that itself talk about the efficacy of my product. Because we do not, what you say, the shelf life, or you may say a particular product will be in the market for a limited period and it will vanish. But these products, these companies are still there in the market and growing. And the only reason for this is they have been practicing genuine Ayurveda in all their process, manufacturing process, as well as the efficacy of the product, the effectiveness of the products. So when I have a history of manufacturing for so many years, that itself speaks about the quality of my product. Because the consumer will not do a repeat buying unless and until he has benefited from that particular product. So we will have to understand the importance of Ayurveda. When foreigners talk about Kerala and Panchakarma treatment, this is there since so many ages together, but we never paid attention to them. When we are, when somebody else is telling us the importance of our own, then we go to Kerala and we start, Panchakarma treatment and we visit spas. But what it is exactly? Okay, medical tourism, the government in that state really promoted it. They advertised it. They advertised the medical tourism. There are very old companies in Kerala who are genuinely practicing Ayurveda. But there are again, you put up a board and you say Kerala massage and spa and Panchakarma. That is not what it is all about. So that government in Kerala really promoted their tourism. See, they have a beautiful state. They have a tourism. They have people coming in. So they promoted it worldwide. And it was a successful module what they did regarding the medical tourism. So this is the way Ayurvedic industry functions. There are a lot of other issues and there are a lot of, I would say, I will not touch upon the issues because I am a very optimistic person. Let us see the strong points of Ayurveda only and how we as a company, we are trying to, it is very difficult to sustain in such a competitive market wherein every day there is a new product coming. If you see any channel, any newspapers, you will come to know there are so many companies launched and so many products are launched. But how many products are still there after 2 years, after 3 years, after 4 years? So we will have to be there in the market, and that is possible only when we practice genuine Ayurveda. When I say genuine Ayurveda, I mean Ayurvedic doctors who practice allopathy. When I talk about genuine Ayurveda, I talk about Ayurvedic doctor practicing, prescribing only Ayurvedic products. Because that is another issue which I am not authority to talk on. But there are these issues which we will have to, since I hope this is a new topic for you. There is another thing which is called as, since it is our traditional medicine. Similarly, I will not say Ayurveda, but there is a similar therapy which is traditional medicine, which is Chinese traditional medicines. So they have a very, very strong market and they have a tremendous growth in their particular countries. And the people, the Chinese, I have read somewhere, I have just tried to, gather information. I read that 80% of the household use some or the other traditional form of medicine, even today, even in India. So there are so many, in day-to-day life, when we suppose some, a glass of milk and you put, turmeric, haldi, and that, what is that? So we use it in our daily life, but we are not aware because because we have not been educated on our own system of medicine. That is what we can say, it is of our own. And we need some foreigners to tell us that yes, Ayurveda is herbal medicine and Ayurveda medicine and Panchakarma and medical tourism and all these things. Wherein that is since ages together it is there with us. There are books which are the standards. There are around 70 granth which we call in Sanskrit, which are considered as a standard for Ayurveda. And those are officially considered as a standard. Even if you need a manufacturing license, you can give a reference of that book, page number so and so, it is written in this book, so you will get a license if you follow that particular set of books. So this is how Ayurveda is. I am just brief about how we basically we go to a doctor only when we have a severe problem or a illness or a ailment. We don't invest into well-being and wellness actually. I don't mean that you take a medicine if there is nothing wrong with you and you take a medicine. I am not saying that. I am saying which we have to follow in our day-to-day life. There are a few things which are given which are very easy to follow. For example, the timing of our lunch and dinner. This timing, of course, we can set and follow it. They have given a prescribed timing for having food. There are the time in between two meals. These are small things which we have to modify our lifestyle. That comes under lifestyle modification again. And if we try to be more we are health conscious. When we say we are health conscious, what we mean that I go to a gym every day, I am a very health conscious person. That is not about being health conscious. Ayurveda talks about the preventive illness, it talks about a time regime to be followed, it talks about a certain, there are a lot of them, I know a couple of them I would like to tell you. There is something called as Viruddha Ahar. These two foods are not compatible with each other, you cannot have them together. For example, fish and milk, you will never be able to eat it also together. So there are a lot of Viruddha Ahar also prescribed, given in the Ayurveda books, which tell us that if you have this together, there is every possibility that you will have some problem with your system. So we have to maintain and follow at least a few things, at least the food timing, the different gap in between meals and all these things, so that we have to invest in well-being and wellness actually. We don't invest in that. We go to a doctor only when first we do self-medication. That another again is a very big problem with us. We do self-medication. We see a doctor only when it is something severe or until we are forced by a family member to go to and see a doctor. And or we Google it. Tablet for headache or a tablet for but that is wrong. That is not the way it has to be done. So we will have to follow this certain principles of Ayurveda. In terms of industry, it's a very big market. It is a flourishing market, not only here, overseas also. There are certain regulatory things which we will have to fulfill. You need a US FDA approval if you want to export it. For domestic, to renew your license, you need a GMP, that is good manufacturing practices, that is issued by the government. So all these things, obviously when you are talking about quality, when you are talking about a product which is really effective, then you will have to have such kind of a setup with you. What we did is, when I joined business in 1998, the first thing I did was, I decided that every year we will buy a new machine. Irrespective of whatever else we do, marketing, advertising, finance, all these things they are aside. They are the regular day-to-day work what we do. But as a policy matter, we buy one machine every year. Because unless and until we have a good manufacturing line, unless and until we I have a semi-automatic machine, and if I don't buy automatic machine, I am not growing. I have to invest in machinery. This is what we started, and we did have a couple of machines, then we bought all those machineries, and from semi-automatic we updated to automatic machines. We have a dedicated liquid line, that is a syrup filling line, which you feed an empty bottle from here and you get a ready product there. So this is a liquid line which we did in our unit in Belgaum. So these all things, see, there are the machinery, the machine works for you. The time consumed to manufacture so many amount of units will be lessened. All this cost cutting and all these things come later, but unless and until I have a good machinery setup, I have a good plant, I will not be able to give a quality product. And that is what I believe is, as an industry owner, we will have to invest in machinery, we will have to invest in R&D. R&D is another area in Ayurveda which really is, we are far behind in Ayurveda. There are very few people who are doing research in Ayurveda. So as an industry we will have to update our machinery, we will have to know the best latest technologies in all the departments. It may be syrup, it may be ointments, it may be tablets, whatever it is. And secondly, we will have to invest in R&D, which is very important. And for that purpose, we need technically sound people, we need BMS, MD Ayurvedic doctors, which I was just talking to a colleague, that we have a lot of requirement. Because I'll give you an example, since I just mentioned this MD. There is a clinic called Sri Ayurved in RPD. One Dr. Srinivas Patil. He is a MD. He did his graduation in KLS College of Ayurveda. He is a family friend of mine. His father is a practicing doctor. And they had some company name registered, some manufacturing license. But they were not doing any manufacturing activity. Now this doctor, he came to me one day and he said, I have completed my MD, I want to start a industry. Bansar. He said, I want to start an industry. I said, you have MD, you have finished, why don't you put up a clinic and start your practice? He said, yes, I will do that, but I want to start an industry. And I said, fine. He is a research oriented doctor basically. And he came up with a couple of formulations and he renewed his father's manufacturing license under a new name and he started. Now since he is a practicing doctor, he started prescribing to that particular ailment. And then there were the effect of the product was seen. We had clinical trials and all these things. And he got the license approved and then he came to me and then I am a partner in that company actually. So we started that. And see now I have inherited a company. He started a company. Okay, he started his sale from zero. Today it may not be such a huge amount, but starting from zero to the first 50 lakh or the first 1 crore is very important. And since he being a doctor, since he has a very good practice, but he wanted to be a manufacturer. And he himself is a technically qualified person and he is doing research. And now the company is on the growth track and it is doing really good. And I am a partner in that company as well. So these are the things which now he would have just practiced like all other doctors do. But he had that, somewhere he had that willingness to be a manufacturer, somewhere he had that risk-taking ability, he wanted to do something. And I am really proud to be associated with him also because he started from zero. The product is not known to the market. Today he is selling it. So that is one which I would like to also mention here. See, when I am talking about Ayurveda, I will not talk about other pathies because they are important at that stage. There are a few ailments wherein only homeopathy is used. Only homeopathy has the answer. There are a few situations or illnesses wherein only modern science, allopathy only can help you out. Ayurveda is not what you can say is uh, just I mentioned earlier. We will have to incorporate it in our daily affairs. But at the same time, it is very important. All the other allopathic is important in terms of emergencies, in terms of surgeries. My younger sister is a pediatric surgeon. So that is important because even if Ayurveda has a solution for that, the time consumption and the we have life saving what we call. There are life saving situations where we have to do some action immediately. There modern science of course is going to be there. There is no doubt about it. So this is the way it is. And as I told you earlier that machinery updation. Now we have, for example, I will tell you that before I joined, and those were the times where we used glass bottles for syrup. So the weight of the box and all this, then all these changes we got it done, PET. Now again the PET also not, the government has issued 3-year deadline that you cannot use PET bottles. They are not food grade. So there are all these regulatory matters and all these things which we have to keep on learning every day and keep on changing. And changing is not easy in a large scale. When you are changing in a smaller scale, it is okay. But in a large scale activity, manufacturing activity, if you have changes to be done, it is very difficult. But we are doing it. We have been getting, unit-wise growth. I don't talk about when I talk about growth, I talk about the number of units sold, not the value. Because the value is automatically going to increase. But the number of units sold is important. And the growth in the number of units is important. So this is what we are, right now focusing on, the number of units to be increased, the sales in terms of number of units. Area expansion of course is a very big, we have so much of area to expand the entire, we are in 10 to 11 states today. There are so many areas remaining where we can go present our products and and then there is this when you are in the market for so many years, you have a kind of a goodwill which you command. People appreciate you, people know you basically. Okay, this is an old company. But this is an old company, but they are still growing and they are still in the market. That itself is what Ayurveda has given to us. That we are in the market, we are practicing genuine Ayurveda and we are still there and we are growing. And similarly, many other companies are following the same thing. And there are, if you watch closely, there are 3 to 4 companies every year will come up, you will see a new product in the market, the next year it is not there. They will make a short-term profit and go out of the... And nowadays what has happened is any person who has surplus money and who is into some other business, some person like me will go and give him an idea, let's start a herbal industry. We will invest so much of machinery, we will invest so much of plant and machinery, marketing, personnel over there, and we will start an industry. This is what people are doing. I have surplus money, I want to have a good profitability business, I will start an Ayurvedic industry. It is not so. Because the people who have really, are there in the market, who are running the industry, have spent, it's not a one generation, thing to run an Ayurvedic industry. It needs lot of dedication, lot of commitment to run an Ayurvedic industry. It's not like others. If I don't talk about Ayurveda and I talk about my company, it is not possible. Because that science has given me an identity. That science is my identity. Amrut Pharmaceuticals is because of Ayurveda. So I have to always be, grateful and I have to be committed to that. And in my personally, even I believe in this, not to the fully, but I also try to follow certain principles given in Ayurveda, which are, for our preventive health and all the other things. So here I would also like to mention that. And there are other many things which I can talk about, but as an industry I would say the sky is the limit. We need to have there is no glamour to Ayurvedic industry. There is no glamour. We need glamour in the Ayurvedic industry. We have a group of doctors. Every year we go abroad for conferences. We are 80 to 90 doctors. We have a group. I always tell them, increase your fees, increase your consultation fee, because we really take them for granted. We have to have, see what I am giving you some treatment. I am giving you something which you need. So let me decide the cost. If I have to pay consulting fee to a doctor, say 400 rupees, I trip out. I don't like it. 400 is too much. 100 rupees is okay. He spent 10 years of his life. He studied. He is studying, still studying. They have a CME every week. Continued medical education is there. But I don't like to pay a doctor. I would tip a waiter 200 rupees in a hotel, but I would like to pay to a doctor. Why is that so? And that to Ayurvedic doctor I will not pay more than 100 rupees. Because I am taking him for granted. Why? I tell them every time I meet, increase your fees. Increase your fees. There are a couple of examples, wherein in Maharashtra, there are friends of mine, doctors, biggest hospital in Western Maharashtra is in Satara, is a friend of mine. He's invested more than 2 crore rupees. His family members told him that you are going to be a bankrupt very soon and we are not interested in your project. But he did it. He is the biggest hospital in Western Maharashtra today. So this thing, why is that negative support? No, why you want to invest so much of money in Ayurvedic hospital? Then you can practice allopathy also. Why don't you do that? But he stick to his principle of practicing genuine Ayurveda. He stick to it. He is successful. He is running it. The hospital is a great success. So when we talk about Ayurveda, I talk about Ayurvedic product, why do I look at them at down market? My product is costlier than Pond's cold cream. But when I say, why are we looking it as a down market product, or why don't we pay attention to it? Now I am sure many of you may be having halls. Have you ever read on it? It's an Ayurvedic proprietary medicine. We are not aware of it. How many of you are aware that halls is Ayurvedic medicine? Tell me. I am sure nobody has read it. Because I never, when I say halls, I don't remember it as an Ayurvedic product. I remember it as something, at some other segment. Why? It is an Ayurvedic product. It is written on it. It's an Ayurvedic proprietary product. When I talk about my product, why is that, why I still want to be westernized? Why do I need to, I don't mind paying extra money for other things. Why not my preventive health? So awareness is, I think we lack in awareness also, because we have to make aware of the products. And see again, like when I say Ayurveda to any new, if I would ask somebody to talk on Ayurveda, what you will say is, it is cheap and it has no side effects. So no side effects is such a big thing. Even if you are taking that medicine, you have no side effects. So what, as an industry, we have to develop that kind of awareness first. When I, go to a parlor, Shahnaz Hussain, I do a herbal facial, gold facial of Shahnaz Hussain. I will pay 2000 rupees, I don't mind. And I am asking you for a genuine product, you have a joint pain. I am giving you oil for joint pain with 100% effect guaranteed. And I am demanding 200 rupees from you, why are you not ready to pay? So we will have to change our outlook towards Ayurveda industry, towards the products basically. It is not down market, it is very high market. You see, you compare any products, cosmetic product with any Ayurvedic face pack or any Ayurvedic product, you will see that it is costly. because it is manufactured in the way it is supposed to be manufactured. There is a process gone in that. Now there is one product which we have. It's a oil for joint pain. So the book says, the Granth says, you boil it for 7 days, make it into 1/4, then add milk, and then add raw materials, and then again boil. I can do it in 2 hours also. I can put a boiler and do it in 2 hours and finish it off. I still do it 7 days. Because if I don't do it that way, it will not be effective. You will buy it, you will not get effect, and you will not reuse it again. I don't want one-time customer. I will be looking for repeat buying. One-time customer, a new customer, how will we create? We will advertise. And there are again 2 segments in our industry, wherein advertised product and unadvertised products. Certain products which cannot be advertised. They are classical products. They can be manufactured by any company. So we don't do that. We will have to create a repeat buying. We will have to create a product which is bought repeatedly by the same person. But there are so many industries which already have a license, wherein we need young people like you who want to do something for that, who want to start something, who want to be a first generation entrepreneur, who want to start an industry, thereby generating job opportunities. And it's a very huge market, it's a very big market and a lot of scope. Of course it is technical. No, you can't just get a license and start a unit. You need a lot of technical expertise in having a Ayurvedic industry. And of course all the other things are there. But what I feel is, as students, you will have to imbibe certain changes in your lifestyle which will help you in the long run, so that you prevent the illness altogether. Posting a growth every year, and we are looking towards pan-India presence in the couple of years. Now we have started, I am visiting places, I have started building a network. We need a lot of funds to advertise initially. In a new market we need to have an aggressive marketing plan in all the medias, press, TV, hoardings, outdoor, everywhere. FM we are already there. We are present in all the medias, in some or the other way. So this is what we are trying to do. Ayurveda has a lot of, it is ours. Basically we have to have that belonging, that it is, yes, that this system is mine. This way of life is mine. This sense of belonging we have to cultivate in ourselves. We need somebody else to tell us. That is really sad. That sense of belonging, when I have that I am using an Ayurvedic product, I personally don't use any other system of medicine, because I personally avoid falling sick and trying to do all that. I try to follow particular lifestyle. I only use Ayurvedic products. And when the Ayurveda, now I just saw in your newsletter also, you have a center for peace in meditation. So all these things are what? Body, mind, soul, harmony. When you talk about Ayurveda, then it again connected to yoga. So all these things are, this system of well-being, these systems are our own, and we have to practice it. We have to put it in our day-to-day affairs. And for that reason, we are trying to do best possible. As a company, we are trying to promote Ayurveda. When I promote Ayurveda overseas, I don't talk about my product over there. I don't talk about what sales or what benefits I am going to get. When Ayurveda will grow, I will grow. When we go and we conduct conferences abroad, I never talk about Amrut Pharmaceuticals. I never talk about my product. I never talk about what sales figure I am going to get. I talk about Ayurveda. I meet the practitioners in that particular country. I talk about Ayurveda. Because if Ayurveda grows, I will be growing automatically, being a part of Ayurveda. So this is how we are functioning in our company. Marketing, advertising is a major department in our company. So what we did is, I started my own in-house advertising agency, so that I can get good creatives for my advertisements. And then I can, release all the advertisements all over from my own firm. That we started. My father had started a social foundation which really in his time couldn't do anything. So I revived it again, and now what we do is we collect notebooks in May and we distribute it to the poor students in the first week of June when the schools reopen. So we are doing it as a social activity wherein we are trying to help who really need those notebooks, who are really cannot afford. We are even trying to, if somebody is approaching us who is really a deserving candidate but he is not able to pay the fees, so we are trying to help him out there. We are trying to, there are very poor, see, medical facilities in our country is still in a sorry state of affairs. So we will have to do something for these medical facilities to be provided, which we are doing now. And notebooks is my favorite subject, wherein I collect notebooks every year and we distribute it in the first week of June. So that thing is there, and there are a lot of activities going on in our unit now. We need to the spaces, we are lacking space now. We have to rebuild it and do some changes in the process manufacturing. And since machinery, every year we are purchasing new machinery, we have been updating that. Mine is the second company in Karnataka after Himalaya who got the GMP certificate, that is Good Manufacturing Practices. So when it was implemented, we really did changes. We had to rebuild a few structures in our unit. We did that, and it's only after Himalaya I got the second GMP in the state. So that's, we are trying to keep up with the latest. I do attend exhibitions wherein packaging machineries are exhibited, and many other things are there which we keep on updating ourselves. And since these social activities, social foundation activities are going on, and all this development, we are in a phase wherein it can't be called a national company nor a small company. We are in that phase wherein we are developing from a small regional company to a national company. So that phase is, we are going through that phase. So every passing through phases has some problems of their own, and we are doing that now. And I would like to again, since you can cultivate these changes which you can do in yourself, I urge all of you to use Ayurvedic products and to endorse Ayurvedic products also. And I think that's all. Thank you. No, there is no trial and error in Ayurveda. It is tried and tested so many times, so many years, so many ages ago. So there is no trial and error basis. That's what I told you. We need research and development. We need people who are researching. And there are few institutes which the government has appointed, but I don't know what kind of research are they coming up. Because if they have researched something, the product has to be available. When suppose you are doing a research, you come up with a result. You come to me and say that you manufacture this is my formulation. For XYZ, whatever the thing is, whatever the subject is, it has to be present for everybody. You can't do research and thesis and keep it with you. It has to come to the market and be of the benefit for everybody. Yeah. If you come up with some miraculous, something, and you have tried it, and you have been working on it for 5 years, you have clinical trials, you can't keep it with you. You have to give it to others, because it will be of benefit to others. And we believe in that, no? We believe in Sarve Santu Niramaya. We pray for everybody's health. We cannot keep it with ourselves and sit. See, this is the outlook which we have to change. Why can't a Baba Ramdev be rich? Why can't he own a company which is 1,000 crore company? Why? Why is that? Why do we feel in that fashion? We have to change our outlook. We have to be proud of him, no? He's bought properties abroad, he's bought island, he's put up treatment centers over there. So we have to be proud of it. Instead we said, he's a Baba, so how can he, he's started his industry and he has his own channel. Asta channel is bought by him. Yeah. So he has bought the entire channel himself. See, it really makes difference, because we get footfalls asking for his product. We want Patanjali, this product. We want, people are asking for it. And as a businessman, I have to give what they ask for. If there is a demand, I have to make sure that it is available to them. So we will have to change our outlook to look at how we see Ayurveda. We are so traditionally rich people. We have so much of intellectual property with us which nobody has. If a company is growing, it has to grow, and we will have to make it grow by using the product. Again, here I say I don't say my product, I say Ayurvedic product. It has to grow, and we will have to use it.